Miley.
I'm Kennedy.
I'm Riley.
I'm Ron.
Imagine waking up at 6 a.m. after a long game the night before. You feel drained before the day has even started. For many students, this is an everyday reality. Today, I will walk you through why schools should adopt a later start time. My goal today is to show you how something by changing the start time can significantly improve grades, health, and overall well-being. As a student athlete, I have experienced firsthand how challenging it is to maintain good grades, homework, and performance with little sleep. It is not just me with this problem. I can also see this with my teammates and friends who struggle while taking hard classes and playing a varsity level sport. I am going to explain to you how an early start time for schools can negatively affect a student's physical and mental health, how getting more sleep can improve a student's academics, and how schools need to support students in extracurriculars. First, I will talk about how early start times can negatively affect a student's mental health and physical health. Lack of sleep is an issue amongst all teenagers, much less teenagers that are involved in extracurriculars that take up 3 to 4 hours a week, not including school hours. If we do the math, there are 7 to 8 hours in a school day. You go home, you get ready for practice, that's about an hour. And when you get done with practice, 4 hours have gone by, and you still have yet to touch the homework that's due during first period. You stay up doing your homework, which takes about an hour, hour and a half, but you still haven't showered yet. So when it's all said and done, you're going to bed at 11:15 p.m. and you have to wake up at 6 a.m. the next morning. This ultimately gives you around 7 hours of sleep, and the recommended amount is 10 to 8 hours of sleep for a young adult. Lack of sleep isn't just mentally draining, it makes you feel physically drained as well. Talabani E. states, epidemiology and experimental data support the association of sleep deprivation with the risk of cardiovascular hypertension and coronary artery disease and metabolic obesity, type 2 diabetes disease. Just think, teenagers are starting to perform habits like getting little sleep, but what if these habits stick with a person until they're an adult? Think about more of the health conflicts that the individual is going to have to go through as they get older. Lack of sleep also plays a role in mental health too. A study from Columbia University Department of Psychiatry states sleep disturbance were linked to higher levels of psychological distress. Anxiety and depression rates were also considerably higher than pre-pandemic levels in the same survey. Think back to when you last took a major test. What did you do the night before? You probably weren't staying up playing video games. You probably went to sleep at a reasonable hour than you usually do to ensure yourself that you were getting a good night's sleep and to hopefully make a good grade on the test the next day, which leads to why schools should have a later start time. Secondly, I will discuss all of the positive outcomes having a later start time would influence. When a person is sleeping, the brain processes information they have learned throughout the day. So, for example, when studying for a test, you go to sleep early because you have to take the test the next day. I believe this would help students feel more prepared and would help the school and the teachers to see growth rates succeed. A study from Yale School of Medicine states that some studies also show that the brain seems to produce the template for proteins according to a kind of internal clock. But these templates aren't transferred into actual proteins without sleep. This allows your brain to work more efficiently and allows parts of your body to function the best of its ability. Like I said before, getting enough sleep can also help you memorize and retain information better, but it also allows you to perform habits as you get older, like problem-solving skills. I don't know about you, but I feel more productive and motivated once I have gotten 8+ hours of sleep. I believe in order to perform the best in school, but also outside of school, it's so important to get the right amount of sleep. Lastly, I will explain how extracurricular activities contribute to late nights that increase exhaustion. Many students, like myself, participate in after-school activities or extracurriculars, which is really hard to do. Which makes it really hard to go to school the next day. If you know anything about competing, there are countless hours that go into practice as well as games. Student athletes in particular may not get home until late at night. I can say so for myself. During football season, I would have to go play a volleyball game at 4:30, have my parents drive me to the football game that night to go be a cheerleader, and then ride the cheerleader bus back to the school and probably wouldn't get back until almost midnight. The NFHS network states that, according to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, children ages from 13 to 18 years need 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night, and they are not ready for bed until later based on alterations to their cardiac rhythm, the internal process that regulates sleep-wake cycle. This means that an individual needs time to prepare themselves, which means going to bed can take some time to prepare. As a study states that students at schools with later start times can show significant increase in their grade point average, standardized test scores, and graduation rates. This could benefit the student as well as administration getting the results that they strive for. Students like myself value academics over their activity or sport. I feel like administration and school boards should look into a later start time to help benefit the students who are overachievers. Overall, having a later start time to school can help benefit students mentally, physically, and academically, which will help the student as well as the school. To conclude, today we have discussed how lack of sleep can harm students' health, how more sleep can improve academic performances, and how extracurricular activities can contribute to exhaustion without the right procedures. I hope the admin will consider a later start time, not just for the students' benefit, but for the schools as well.